So this is Ukraine. I will show the chat later. My own prediction is that the Russians is going to take all of the eastern part of the Dnipro River, but then they will take the shortest point, so probably from the Kiev Oblast all the way to Transnistria. And yeah, so this is where I believe that the Russians' final conquest will be. So everything in this area here is going to be captured by Russians. And not just that, I believe also they're going to give maybe this part to the Belarusians. I believe they will give this to the Belarusians. So let's say put a different color. So this, maybe the Kiev Oblast, they will give it to the Belarusian. And then, or maybe not this, or if let's say it's not this big, maybe, it's just like this, okay? Maybe it's just like this. This is given to the Belarusian. So Kiev will be gone. Kiev will no longer be Ukrainian. And then they will give this area here. This area here will become a new republic. This will become a totally new republic. This will be a new independent republic, like Transnistria kind of thing. And Vinnytsia will become yet another one. Will become another new republic. So maybe, yeah. This will be, so the what's the aim for these two? For this is to avoid having a common border with Ukraine. Russia will want to have nothing with Ukraine. That's my opinion. That's my guess. And yeah. So this auto. Yeah, so this is what I think is going to happen. So this entire area is going to be Russian, then two independent republics. This will be Belarusian, and I got a feeling that eventually we're going to have the Polish will annex Lutsk and Lviv. So this will become Polish. So this will become Polish, and then I think there's this region here. I'm not sure this region is called what. This Transcarpathian region, I'm not sure, will go to another state. Let me draw again. I think this one will go to either either Hungary, or Romania or something. So Ukraine will become a very tiny state, as far as I can tell. And in fact, I'm not even sure if this northern part will stay as Ukrainian. So Ukraine is going to be super tiny in the future, but that's what I think. Oh shit, you can't see it. Yeah, it's going to look something like this. It's going to be like independent republic. This is be part of Belarus, or maybe the entire northern part is become part of Belarus, expanding Belarus. This will be Polish. This will be Hungary, Romanian, or maybe even furthermore over here, and Ukraine will just become a super pointless state. Like, this is what I think. For those that are really want to know what I think. Yeah, so yeah. Are you happy? This is what I think, because the reason is the why Russia invaded Ukraine is purely because of national security reasons. They want to secure themselves against NATO. So getting everything east of the Dnieper River makes a lot of sense, but because Ukraine has become so anti-Russia, they will have to kill it in a way that they'll make it entirely crippled, and they don't want a common border with Ukraine. So how do you do it? First, they also need to secure Transnistria. They need to protect Transnistria. So they will have to kill off the ports. The Black Sea access is going to be gone. They're not going to allow the Ukrainians to have Black Sea access. Then they need to link to Transnistria, and then they need to keep the land border as short as possible. So it's going to be from the Dnieper River to the Transnistria, the shortest point between the 2 points. So but then once you have that is still not secure enough, because it's still a very long border. So they're probably going to liberate 2 independent republics to two totally have no common border, and then they can use these independent republics as an excuse to send troops into Ukraine. So, for example, just like what happened in Georgia, with the independent republics, is a buffer. Any Ukrainian troops move into the independent republics will trigger the Russians to send forces in and to stop them. So rather than a Ukrainian incursion into Russian territory, it will become this buffer zone that they will love to have. In fact, for Kiev, it could be the same thing. Maybe they don't want to give it to the Belarusian, then it will become an independent republic as well. That's a possibility. But ultimately, these independent republics will be made to really be maybe puppeted by the Russians, or maybe give them some there's 100% there will be a lot of benefit about being the independent republic. You're going to get a lot of resources or help from the Russians. Then Ukraine will become this tiny little land that have enormous debt that they can never pay off. That is the aim. And I think Poland will definitely take advantage and expand into Lviv and Lutsk. And Hungary will get something back. Slovakia maybe get something back. Romania get something back. Basically, everybody will just shit on the Ukrainians. Unfortunately, that's the reality of geopolitics. It is going to head towards this direction, as far as I can tell. So, yeah, nobody wants the western part. The people on the western Ukraine is too nationalistic, too problematic for anyone. Nobody wants it. The important thing to note about conquest, a lot of people say Russia want to conquer more of Europe. People don't understand. You have to manage these people, and you don't want these people. The same reason why Israel don't annex Palestine or the Palestinians, because you can't handle these people. It's too much trouble, so you don't want it. And if you look at even like end of World War II, the Western power, the Allied powers do not, even though they occupy, they also do not absorb the conquered territory like in Germany or Japan into their countries, because you just can't rule over people who are just so too different from you. Yeah, thank you, Dennis. I think Hungary will get something, but the thing is, how do we reach that point how do we reach the point where this western age of Ukraine can be justified to be cut away? I think this is going to be difficult. I think we need a civil war in Ukraine in order for this to happen. So, look out for a civil war. Look out for any trigger for civil war. If there's a civil war in Ukraine that happens within the context of this Ukraine war, then we might start to see this fracturing. Then we will see these independent people's republics. We're going to see Poland absorbing Lviv, and we're going to see some parts going to Hungary, some parts going to Romania. That will be 100% possible, because these countries will definitely enter the civil war and to claim that they're protecting their own people, their own ethnic people. So that 100% is going to happen if a new civil war, a Ukrainian civil war 2 happens. And for that to happen, it's not going to be now. I think it's still very far away. Russia need to collapse the whole Ukrainian government and military in order for any form of rebellion or any form of revolution to succeed. You have to turn it into a real failed state. At this moment, Ukraine is a failed state, but it's not failed yet, because the Europeans and the Americans are pumping too much money into Ukraine. So it is still on life support. It still haven't entirely failed just yet. So this is what I think. So it's going to take a bit of time for this to unfold. Yeah. This is a given. No Romania, Poland, Slovakia, or Hungary as well. They are not going to let their ethnic people suffer under a new Ukraine, a smaller Ukraine, and then everybody is suffering and in debt and go hungry and whatnot. I just don't think that will be the case. Yeah, and Alex is true. The map is just a fuck around with our people's mind. I think for all these things, like even my prediction to develop, it must have a lot of stars to align. So it's not so simple, not so easy.